I have done a lot of courses before this, and after that, when I did Unibs AI 1 and 2 modules, by far it's the best two courses that I have done. When I saw the course content as well as the faculty would be involved, I think that really appealed to me at that point of time, and I had enrolled. I think my journey with ML and data science starts back during my undergrad years. After finishing my undergrad, I was a research assistant at IISc, where I worked at the intersection of biomedical imaging and machine learning. And that's when I realized that a lot of the things I was doing was more theoretical. Because I was working in the biomedical space, access to large data was very challenging, and I realized very soon that I wanted to shift to an environment where I could see the changes that I was making. So therefore I switched to the corporate, and I took up a role at American Express in the merchant recommender systems team, and that's where I got a chance to work with massive data sets and also to work on code that actually got productionized. After my transition, suddenly I was exposed to transactional data which was really huge, and a lot of business cases which were very open-ended. And I realized that at that point of time in my career, I was not equipped as much as I wanted to be when it came to exploring these business use cases in machine learning, of course. Initially, my work was focused on exploratory data analysis, which requires you to have some sort of an intuition, because it's like an ocean. You can try pretty much anything, but you need to present concrete results. The interesting facts that after I enrolled, I switched my job to lead the data science unit at a Bangalore-based startup. So the transition happened after my AI2 module, and whatever I learned helped me understand how to navigate these open-ended business cases and those sort of analysis. The courses are designed, the kind of exercises that we do actually make you think out of the box, in the sense that you're going to be facing a lot of these outlier conditions where you actually have to think, or B, you will also learn on how to apply those theoretical constructs on some say a real world problem. And because they make you brainstorm all of these possible solutions, and this is not by doing anything extra, it's just by doing your quizzes, your pre-class quiz, your post-class quiz, your homeworks and projects. If you just do these, and if you just stick to them and do them regularly, that is more than enough in getting a thorough understanding. And because they design the course this way, it's focused on high retention, that even way after the course is taught, you actually remember the concepts. That's why it really helped me even in my interviews. Also along the same lines, I think the professor and the TAs pretty much adapt to the student cohort, which is really, really rare. In other online courses, I really didn't see that happen. For example, supposing there's a particular class wherein the student cohort is learning very quickly, or they are lagging and they are going slow, Professor Pavlos used to actually modify the content of the subsequent classes to fit our pace. And even the TAs would modify the exercises to actually fit our pace, so that we are not forced to learn all the modules in a short time. The personalized attention that we got in the course, both from Professor Pavlos and the TAs, is something that really appealed to me, because I remember professors' lectures would be very engaging and very open-ended, and also it was never one way. So we had ample opportunities to clarify our doubts during class, and even during the week we had a lot of these lab sessions, then lectures, office hours. Our doubts were cleared then and there, and even on a one-to-one basis by either professor or a really adept group of TAs. I personally feel that the kind of involvement and attention we got from Professor Pavlos is something which, if you are enrolled in an official master's program in the US, the kind of bandwidth that their profs give them is probably lesser than what he gave us when it came to doubt clarification. Secondly, we had these really interesting homeworks, as well as we ended our course with a project. So the good thing about this sort of a system is that our discussions weren't limited to discussion forums, which I often saw in other online courses. But here it was like we were actually collaborating on these projects. Almost every day we had a Zoom call, and then we would actually figure our problem statement out. And I think that sort of peer community and peer community engagement is something that, again, something that I didn't see at least until I enrolled in Univ's course. The whole team at Univ will see to it that you complete the course, and will see to it that you're on track. Either if you're late on an assignment or something, you will get messages, you will get prompts, you will get TAs reaching out to you and inquiring if you're facing difficulties and if they can help you in keeping up with the homeworks, projects, or the quizzes. I think the personalized mentorship also really stood out for me in terms of be it the leadership or administration or the entire team at Univ. They were super approachable. So if we ever had any doubts, which were not just limited to our coursework, but also to extending to if we wanted career advice or advice tailored to our career goals, we could always message either Sid, or I know of individuals who've messaged Professor Pavlos in advance, Professor Rahul Dave, and they've actually made time to talk to us and mentor us one-on-one and give us career advice. So I think tapping into that sort of mentorship it's really hard to get professors and all the TAs waiting to help you out in figuring your career. I think that sort of mentorship really stood out for me. So I've had a very enriching experience, and I'm really eagerly looking forward to the next few modules. Basically, there are two options. One is they give you the data set and an open-ended problem statement for your project. Or the second case is you bring your problem statement to the professor and kind of get it approved. Our project was based on policy making. So the nice things about these projects are that they focus on real-world applications or real-world problem statements. In AI1, we had a lot of brainstorming sessions because the problem statement was open-ended. So it's like every meeting we had, we would come up with new techniques to do it. We would discard the old one, and then we would maybe brainstorm and rethink a new method. It was nice because we couldn't make a classifier or a machine learning model, say for one country, and then fit it on another country's data just directly. Allocating that time and having that sort of discipline every day does not pan out with the kind of courses I was doing earlier, because like those online courses don't really have live classes that you have to attend and that you can benefit from at that given point of time. So in a way, having these classes over like regular intervals actually get you to think over the content like throughout the week, and it also gives you enough time to absorb and retain the concepts. For me, I think this definitely works out very well, especially given the timings, because given that we are working professionals and it's like in the late evening or almost the lectures are at night. So it definitely after our work day, after we've wrapped up with all our work, the timing really works out well for all of us.